Becky Lynch has addressed the allegations against Vince McMahon. Are top TNA talent likely to leave following Scott D'Amore's firing? And CM Punk's WWE 2K24 status has been confirmed. Stay tuned for the news. Kicking things off with something that you may have missed. Prior to Elimination Chamber on Saturday, Becky Lynch was chatting away with Alex McCarthy and addressed some of the allegations towards Vince McMahon. She said, "I've been fortunate in my career that I've always felt supported by the company. These allegations are horrible. It's hard to reconcile as a talent and as a woman, but my experience in WWE has only ever been amazing." Obviously, they have been briefed very heavily on what they can and can't say. It's a very difficult position to be put into, isn't it, to just be asked about something so serious when you're basically just trying to plug the pay-per-view. But also, it's very important that these questions are asked, and I admire the journalists who are doing so.
Yeah.
And if rumours are to be believed, I guess risking losing their PR credentials as a part of it.
Yeah, that's what they should be doing as journalists, asking the hard questions that need to be asked. I like the human responses, because it must be hard when you are someone in Becky Lynch's position. Randy Orton, Kevin Owens have been saying similar things, that Vince McMahon's allowed you to live out your dreams, made you a millionaire, rich beyond your wildest dreams, but also these things that are coming out are just really horrible to hear about. And the fact that they are, referencing both sides and not doing what John Cena did and showing blind loyalty, which was very inhumane, I guess is the word from John there. It's nice to hear from these wrestlers being real.
Yeah, I agree. The John Cena thing, like, you can understand it, because like Cena said in the past, like Vince is like a father figure to me. But you're right, blind loyalty is the word here, isn't it? Yeah. It's like it did feel blind the way that John said it, and somebody who's normally so good at the PR side of things, it was surprising to hear him speak in that way. But yeah, obviously everybody has human feelings towards Vince because they worked with him, in some cases on a very personal level, for an awful long time.
Yeah.
She continued on, just talking about some of the limitations put on women in the history of WWE, saying, yes, in the beginning there were some restrictions. We couldn't punch, we had to hair pull. There were weird things there. Being able to push us forward, push women forward, I'm very grateful for that, and the opportunity to even have my family. This company, some of the things are hard to reconcile. Moving over, we're crossing the line to TNA now. Fightful Select with an interesting report about top TNA talent potentially leaving following Scott D'Amore's firing.
Yeah, they say Fightful was told that the meeting was planned well ahead of time and featured some of the bosses within the company, both familiar and ones the talent will be answering to now. Some of the talent had spoken with higher-ups and individually as well. The general feeling was that nobody wanted the roster to abandon the hard work they've done as a group, even if they don't agree with the decision to replace Scott D'Amore. We're told there was one top name in TNA that was looking to leave the company and decided to ride it out after the weekend's tapings, seeing how the meeting went.
They continued, we're told that the new higher-ups were open to feedback from the roster as well. Several wrestlers said that while they don't agree with the decision, the meeting did a good job getting them excited for the possibilities of TNA moving forward. As of now, Scott D'Amore not expected to rejoin the company, although many on the roster still hoping for it. I just felt like the worst possible time with this Scott D'Amore stuff, because like good faith in TNA has never been this high. Yeah. Literally, well, since the start, it's like people were so into it. All of the interviews, the wrestlers go, oh, it's the best locker room I've ever been a part of. It's a real sort of like family atmosphere back there. Everybody's pals. We're there to get the job done. We're there to push TNA. They're loving doing what they're doing. And then the man, largely perhaps responsible for this, is ousted. I can understand the frustrations. But to do that when everybody is hyped about TNA,
yeah,
mental.
There must be a very, very, very good reason about it.
I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. Something's happened.
There was something about him buying a thing or something I read the other week, like getting involved in sort of like a higher position than he was already initially in, and maybe making it a bit more about him than it was what the parent company wanted to see the company do. But it just feels like they've bitten their own nose off, because they've lost Naomi recently as well. Josh Alexander's situation, where it felt like he was just sort of forced into his, I know he agreed to it initially, but forced into the renewal of his contract when he was maybe going to look somewhere else. It's horrible to hear that, like the WWE, what was I saying here? The WWE relationship as well. That was on the cards with Jordan Grace at the Royal Rumble. Just feels like everything was going well, and now it's not.
Yeah, for sure.
Typical TNA, innit? It's horrible.
It is very TNA, annoyingly, really annoyingly. And they had a chance to steal some viewers away from AEW, I would argue, where sort of good faith in AEW is perhaps the lowest it's been since that company's formation. A few people might have migrated over to watching TNA. Yeah, that Scott D'Amore thing was interesting. The report said that he was putting together an offer of around 10 million, I believe it was, for the company. So a pretty penny. But anyway, we'll keep you updated on that. Moving on, Sting's retirement match is fast approaching.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm all right, yeah. It'll be hard.
No, I keep seeing these things go on Instagram and that, and I'm just like, oh man, it's actually happening.
I reckon he might do a Mark Henry.
No! What, slams Darby Allin?
Yeah, his last match should be Darby, not the Young Bucks.
I agree.
I know that Sting picked the Young Bucks, but still, I'd love to see a singles match for Sting on the way out, if he can do it.
Yeah. Anyway, one man who was invited to be there but couldn't quite make it was Kevin Nash, who has clarified why he's not going to be at Sting's last match on the Click This podcast. He said, I never said that I was on the WWE payroll. What I said is I'm a WWE guy. I can't have a picture of me in the crowd and underneath it says, is all elite. That's not how it happens, Kevin, is it? I just can't have that. It just doesn't work. One of my closest flipping friends is Paul Levesque. As much as I love Steve, that's Stinger, I know he will only have one last match. I will watch it. We will talk about it. I haven't been to a WrestleMania, Raw, SmackDown, or any other pay-per-views. I haven't been to any events. I don't want to go to any place and be around a bunch of people, let alone wrestling people. Man after my own heart. I just don't want to do it. I'm a hermit and that's it. So he's saying that he doesn't want to do it, despite him going, because I'm Triple H's friend, but it's actually because of his social anxiety.
To that I would say Bailey, because I get not appearing on the show as part of the angle. That's a definite no-no probably for someone in Kevin Nash's position with his best flipping friend Paul Levesque. But also Bailey has been every Mercedes Moné Sasha Banks match since she left. She's been pictured in the crowd supporting her friend. I think that's all Steve wanted, Kevin. Just some support in the crowd from an old pal like you.
Yeah, it would have been the nice thing to do. But no, he's a hermit. He's going to stay in playing World of Warcraft.
He can't be asked, can he?
No, he can't be asked at all. Or Triple H has got on the ringer and gone, Kevin, don't bother. Don't give him anything. We're finishing off with the question that has been on everybody's lips over the last few months. Will CM Punk be in WWE 2K24? Drum roll, please.
Yeah.
That's not a drum roll. Yeah. He will. He's going to be part of DLC Pack 1. So they have now announced, 2K have announced their DLC packs. There are 5 of them that we're going to go through here. We'll kick off with the ECW Punk Pack, featuring a load of ECW superstars. CM Punk, the Dudley Boys, the Sandman, and Terry Funk, out May 15th.
The second one has Post Malone and Friends pack. It's called out on June the 26th, which has Big Posty Maloney, Sensational Sherry, the Headbangers, the Honky Tonk Man, and Jimmy Hart. Those walruses on manatees from South Park have been at work with that one, I think.
That's a hell of a Survivor Series team right there. DLC Pack 3 is the Pat McAfee. I keep saying McAfee. I'm doing a Matthew there. I'm used to the antivirus software. July 24th, that comes out. Pat and playable co-hosts, stay tuned for more info.
That's Michael Cole, is it not? There's nobody else. It's got to be.
Got to be, hasn't it? Wade? Or is he in there already? I can't remember.
Wade must be in another issue. Global Superstars pack comes out on the 20th of September, which has Jade Cargill, Nia Jax, Michelle McCool, Carlito, Kairi Sane, Lyra Valkyria, and Dragon Lee.
That's good, isn't it? That's more like it.
Yeah.
That's decent. And finally, the DLC Pack 5 is the WCW Pack. November 13th, you'll have to wait until to get your hands on that one. And that features Diamond Dallas Page, Iron Sheik, Mr. Perfect, Great Muta, and Lex Luger.
Lots of add-ons there, isn't there?
Lots of add-ons. You'll have to wait, as I say, November 13th. The Punk thing's great news. I really did think that they might just, and who could blame them, wait until next year and put him on the cover again, and get all the purchases. So the fact that they've actually added into DLC, where realistically they could have done it all next year, I admire that. Speaking of admirable 2K stuff, they've sponsored a list from us tonight. That goes out 10 best special guest referee matches in WWE history, some of which you can play in the game. That goes out 6:45 p.m. tonight, and we've got loads of 2K content coming. There's some stuff that we can't say because we're under embargo still, but can't wait to tell you all about it very, very shortly. So stay tuned. I've been Adam Pacitti.
I've been Ross. Tweddle.
See you in a bit.
Bye.